1.
All right, and we are back in the main wagon of the train where the engine of this spooky animated machine is going and being directed straight towards the Lost District where our crew lives among other sorts of unusual creatures. So this kid gestures you to enter the wagon, and you see a bit of a. It looks pretty dark, but you can see something very clearly illuminating there. And I think that as you start entering, you will see this gigantic engine, right? Like as you would usually with this kind of ancient or like 19th century sort of railways. And someone seems to be very frantically throwing coal into it, very, very quick. And you can see the flames coming from the open, I think it will be a stove. I'm not sure what would be the right word for it, but um, the flames are kind of like dancing almost with the flow of the shovel and the movement of the person who's like um, feeding it. Basically, you can see that it's a very long blue flame that keeps screaming, and this person, as they see you, they hold a very tight grip of the shovel and look the kid in the eye and just go, Finn, what did you do? Why are you bringing these people here?
Oh, this is where I really find out if Rovdyr's a bad guy or not, because I think his first instinct is like, cool, that's the person I need to take out, and we're pretty much almost done. So I'm not sure if there's a direct, like, I'm curious if he pauses long enough to go, maybe this is the wrong action. How are you guys feeling about this?
Yeah, someone want to go ahead before Rodbit makes that life-changing decision.
Yes, but I'm just trying to think of wording, so if anybody else has something, go ahead, because I'm still thinking.
Well, my idea's worse, so I.
More fire.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's flammable, so
We're already halfway there.
we could have a much larger engine.
Well,
Yeah, I think. His name? Should know my own character's name. Tethera. We'll just look past it. Oh, that's interesting engine there. How you getting the flame going? I mean, there's a bit about wrecking, so what are you doing?
Step back, and this you will see it's a very old person, sort of like feminine features, completely with their back completely bent, and you can see that they have their head covered, but you can see the glimpse of very long gray hair and just a piercing stare that goes straight towards the darkness. And you can see that they are just holding a shovel, but they are certainly not joking around with this.
Is there, glancing around, is there like levers or something that would be like a brake mechanism or something?
Probably. I'm not terribly familiar with like railway or like train architecture, but I would assume that everything that you could usually find in this type of machinery, you will find it.
Okay. Do you have something? But if somebody else wants to jump in,
I was just thinking of going for round 2 of the point the weapon and stop, and just see how well that works. I'm actually thinking maybe just kind of like a command roll of just kind of trying to do that raw, intimidating, primal type presence. Let's see. I have one in command.
I will assist with this. I think Tethera will just. I don't mean to intrude, but we really have to stop this train. People like us are in danger, and people like normal people are also going to get hurt. So we really need the brakes on, please. Or we might have to do stuff. Significant wave change. Good cop to his bad cop.
Yeah.
I've just left in the board like an NG room sort of image, just so we can envision something.
Ooh. I like it.
Yeah. So it
So many
definitely
things.
goes up with like a lot of little handles that go in all sort of directions and just like little bumps of steam that go here and there.
Not something one of us could work out easily how to work.
I have a 1 in Tinker. That should be enough.
Pilot the train, yes.
So I think that's one stress for me to assist, isn't it?
Yes. I was going to ask real quick about the position and effect.
Yeah, so if you're trying to command this person, I would say that the baseline honestly would be desperate risky, desperate limited.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Would I? Let's see. Would I be able to use basically my fine primitive weapon as a kind of way to push it up to standard as kind of a threatening thing, or no?
So is that just a regular weapon you carry?
It's a fine primitive weapon. I'm not sure if it would count for any extra. I mean, maybe more in combat. I'm not sure if it would count more for intimidation.
Yeah, I don't think it necessarily counts for intimidation in this case.
That's fair. Then I will go ahead and I will actually just push to get that up to standard effect.
Cool.
So actually, yeah. Unless there's a good devil's bargain I could take instead.
Probably I'm very bad at devil's bargains.
That's fair.
But let's see.
Also, if you don't have
I
a
would
good one,
say
those
a good devil bargains would be that if you fail, are they only if you fail or if you have a mixed success too?
They're win or
Always.
lose always. It's just something for sure I accept that's going to happen in return for an extra die or greater effect.
Okay, it always happens. Okay.
Yep.
Probably take more the train crash clock. So it's definitely start going a lot quicker towards the town. But you can also resolve it faster.
I think I'm going to avoid that one. I don't think we would need any more ticks than extra, depending on. I'll be the team player this time. Me as the player, not me as a Rovdyr.
But you're still pushing for.
But I'm still gonna push instead for standard effect. All right, so desperate standard effect. I'll make sure to mark XP after this. Oh nope. So that's a 2 and a 3.
Oh.
Ouch.
That's fair. I will take that XP though.
It seems like Rovdyr would learn that he can't threaten everybody at a certain point.
That's a coward's approach.
You gotta wait
Doesn't work
until
the
you're
first time,
in the
keep
city.
trying.
Yeah, like you usually would bluff your way in the city because people find you more intimidated, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's the escalation. It's you trying to intimidate. If that doesn't work, you attempt you attempt violence, or you have to run away. That's the kind of animalistic mindset he's probably gotten into a little bit. Is
Gotcha.
posturing and threatening, and then either fight or flight. And that's just kind of the 3 steps of life.
So I'm going to say that as you try to intimidate this person, they are just going to take another step forward and very dryly you state, I told you to step back. And they are going to drop the shovel and you are going to see this sort of electrical energy rushing through them and going straight towards you. And you are going to crash towards one of the windows. I think that's going to be moderate harm.
Mm-hmm.
And also you will need to quickly find your way out of there because otherwise you will be like fly out of the tree.
Fly away.
Yeah.
Can I resist the harm?
Yeah, sure. I think you
Um,
can probably resist that to only one level.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Would that be, I guess, prowess or resolve? It's the same number of dice either way. I'm just curious.
Prowess.
Okay. So prowess is that. That is a 5. So I'll take the 1 stress there. And then you said level 1 harm.
Yeah.
What would it be, like cut up or?
Yeah, I think that the glass, even if you don't take the worst of the electrical shock, you still get all of your back caught up with the glass.
Mhm.
And it's probably a situation where like half of your body is out, but your arms are still like holding you inside and are just very balanced.
Actually, and you know what I'll do, just because I have the extra load, I'm gonna say he has these thick furs, leathers underneath the rags that he wears, and I'll take armor as well to take that down too.
All right.
I'll avoid the harm for now because that can be deadly depending on what happens next.
Okay.
At that moment.
I'll say if anyone else wants to do anything, otherwise I'm gonna do Rovdyr trying to climb out the car essentially.
I think this is probably Tethera's cue to start wrecking shit. Nobody else has any objections? Just have it your way then. Right. Just am I going to wreck, or am I just going to try and take her out? Yeah. I'm just going to say, right, I'm stopping the train. You deal with her. Just try and go straight past, straight to try and wreck the machinery. Because reckless disregard for personal safety is one of the XP triggers for this playbook.
Before you play that out, can I try and get some context by trying to delve into? I'm not going to stop what you're doing because I don't think I can do that. But I want to find out what's in the memories of this boy, who I'm like standing at the back with probably at this point. So just like gently sort of brush over his head and try and attune to his memories of when this journey started.
Yes, cool. So the boy is going to be visibly disturbed by what's happening. You see him go wide open, like, Hara, no, stop! They were just trying to... And you will see that the shadows that are below him start to like spiraling out and kind of like going like spikes upwards as he's starting to become very shaken by what's happening. And probably you take that moment to like quickly glance over his head. Is that what you're doing?
That's right.
Cool.
So does that mean I need to sort of roll to resist to get into a position where I can do that, or can I just sort of try and attune to his mind?
I think that since you are taking the opportunity and he doesn't have his defenses up at the moment, you can probably go for a standard roll with that.
Right.
Like,
what's the position?
Risky.
Okay, great. That is a 6.
Wow. You're good at this.
Great at role-playing.
So, do you want to do the same setup as last time, or do you want like a more focused scene?
I think so. The way I imagined this move, sometimes you could be in the scene, like you would be in that memory and could sort of engage with the people in it. So I would like Bittergreen to appear in that memory and sort of talk to the two of them while they're setting up whatever it is they're doing.
I'm very into that. Let me just like give a quick glance to see what could be the most interesting.
I like how Tethera decided to leave a fight to the pianist and the dog.
It's just spooky crap, right? You guys do spooky crap. We're all spooky crap.
Cool. So I think that you are going to see three figures in the middle of the wasteland.
Mm.
There's no train, there's no deadland scavengers, there's just plain desert. And it's the kid, it's the very older person, and there's also like a sort of floating miasma, also like laying around, like a sort of fog that also looks almost like ice. It's a very weird shape. You're not sure what state is exactly, but you're basically going to see the older person holding something in their hands. It looks like some kind of probably like a glowing wooden box, and this is our ticket back. I think we'll finally make it. If we give it to them, they'll probably let us stay. Isn't that great?
And I think Bittergreen like intrudes into this conversation in like a weird way. Who's the ticket inspector? Just sort of appearing beside them, I ask them who the ticket is for.
And I think that they kind of stop for a second, but then dream logic, so they just start going along with it, right?
Yeah.
So, well, it's for us, for the three of us, finally. After all of these years, after all of these scars, we're making it back.
How far have you been? How far away from home are we?
Probably more than any dead scavenger would dare to go.
And how long has it been?
Too many nights. We've seen the city grow. We've seen new light come from it. We've seen it become something wonderful that we should be part of it.
Yeah, probably you should. I'm sorry. And I think Ambrose wants to end the scene there.
Yeah, and you'll
I just like go back into the scene where the place is about to be wrecked.
Yeah, love that. And I think that your last shot here will just be the crown kind of like holding the box almost as if it was a baby, just being very precious about it.
I feel bad about what we're about to do.
Oh yes, now we're back to the wrecking and destroying things part.
Oh no.
But now it feels bad. So
That's why I wanted to get that scene in first.
Oh. Dang.
So I think Tethera was. What do you want to do first? Well, you have to sort through the crown first. So, and we also have to deal with Rovdyr not getting thrown out of the window.
Yeah, what I was gonna attempt for that, actually, because you said basically he kind of went head first through, so his like feet are dangling in and his torso's out, if I understood correctly.
Yeah.
I have a special ability, and this seems like a good chance to use it. Feral, which is you can manifest animalistic traits for a few minutes. Take +1 heat when witnessed. I don't think that's going to be a factor now. When you transform, choose 1 potency when fighting an arm or +1 effect when prowl. So what I was thinking is like his hands and feet kind of explode into these kind of gargoyle type claws, and he uses that to scurry out of the train and disappear onto the roof.
Wow, that's very cool.
What? Badass.
So I'll take the stress for that, I think. Oh wait, no, is there? I thought it was a stress cost. Let me double check. I'm sorry.
I think you can just do that. But,
I think I just do it. Oh, cool. Never mind. Okay.
Time limit.
I'll take that. I
Hell yeah. I really want to play this playbook.
It's fun, yes. Oh, there's no stress cost to that. That makes me so excited. I could use this so much more.
you can use it out here.
So Rovdyr's on the roof of the car, and I'll let everyone else do their spot now. He's disappeared for the moment.
Awesome. Would you like to do something with Cinder, Travis?
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially like if Tethera needs to get past, maybe Cinder could provide that distraction. Start like, well, are we destroying this place? Because I can destroy things pretty good. Um, I mean, like I think that might be what Cinder does though, because like Cinder's MO is definitely causing havoc. Um, so like I would probably start like lighting something on fire, like the fuel source before it's in the furnace, um, which hopefully makes this person freak out or have to deal with that because
Oh no.
then Tethra can get by. I don't know if the
Right.
person's going to like directly try to stop me or if I have a if do I need to deal directly with them or I don't know if I could like start this fire if I'm in that sort of position.
Okay, so maybe there's this big pile of coal that this person has been like throwing into the fire, and you like lead directly that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Cool.
Mhm.
Uh, let me see. So that's the wicked ability, right?
Yeah,
No.
so as long as I'm using wreck to start a fire, it's brimstone right here.
Yeah.
As using when I'm using wreck, my fires are more well. It says frightening, irreversible, or difficult to contain. So hopefully, in that vein, distracting.
Cool. So I think you'll roll for it first, and then we see how we frame it into the scene depending on the result.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we have a devil's bargain at all for this?
Devil's Bargain.
Did see one in the generator. Give me a second. I just want to find it.
I have one. I don't know if it works with you or, but you've been alluding to this child slowly ramping up in power. I don't know if the child loses control or something goes wrong there. Like that could be a definite devil's bargain there.
Yeah. I was thinking on
Ah,
danger on other source, but I think that since we've been playing with the kid, that makes more sense. So let's go for that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely take that. So I got 3 dice on wreck. And I've got a 6.
nice.
Trying to roll good.
Hey, it's starting to turn around.
Slowly. Cool. So you set this set of coal ablaze. Is there any particular way you do this?
I honestly almost imagine Cinder, like, especially with a pile of coal, like rolling around in it. And like, and maybe like,
Oh.
I don't know, the scene's getting a little out of hand, I imagine. Like, the train's going fast, and I don't know exactly what it's on. Like, if we're on stable tracks, but the descriptions of it throughout here have made it seem like the train itself, almost like Ghost Train-esque, like it shouldn't be able to run. So like maybe it has a lot of like rocking, and especially up forward where this engine is going wrong, and a lot of spiritual tumult is happening. So yeah, maybe like it's a little shaky, and like Cinder maybe like rushes at it a little bit, and maybe like rolls or like falls into it a little bit. But that's what I wanted anyways, so you know it all catches on fire.
Cool.
Cinder picks himself up and just starts, you know, scampering away from it. I imagine fire is probably still dangerous for me, even if I do make it all the time.
What a good boy. I think that since you rolled a 6, that also tells me that you are able to control the fire to do it what you want, more or less. So I would say that it's probably going to start catching the whole floor on fire too. I don't think that this is precisely built on the most sturdy of metals. There's probably just wooden tables around here, or like wooden patches.
Mhm.
So I think that as the train is kind of like shaking a little bit and the coals that sprawls around. That also sets like different little parts of the chamber that are also starting to catch a little bit of fire. And that also makes it so that the person that was about to deal with Tethera is a bit off guard because suddenly the room is starting to be on fire. So they haven't probably started to decide what they want to do. They're still figuring that out. But the kid is definitely seeing enough today. And I think that he's going to basically pass out. He's going to fall on the floor with
near
one
fires?
scream, not near the fires, hopefully.
Okay.
It turns into a rescue mission.
But the shadows grow completely detached from him. They are still loosely connected to his body, but you now see at least 3 separate entities that seem to be roaming the room. It's hard to tell because they disperse and join again, and then it's almost like fingers that come together and then expand. And they are probably going right for you, Cinder. But before that, I think we should deal with Tethera.
Okay. Tethera is trust his crew, so yeah, make that happen. I guess he just goes straight through the flames because he's going quite fast. Rides through, cinders blowing behind him. Very cool. He just drops to his knees, gets the fine. Well, I don't think he can have fine, but gets the wrecking tools out. So I'm not too low for that, and looks for a way to disable this, so they can't. Ideally, he wants to do it softly, but permanently will do.
So are you for the engine or for the old person?
For the engine.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to say that the old person here is probably going to try to stop you, but since they are distracted, you are probably on risky with great effect, probably.
Sounds good to me. Mark up. Give me a second. Get the paperwork done, and I'll do the roll. Okay. So that is 2 dice. I think I'm just going to push myself. Just the extra dice. He's completely absorbed in his work. He's not even feeling the coldness from his non-Tychorosy parts. He's just completely absorbed by what he wants to do here. So, take off another 2 stress. Oh, 1 dice. It's a 6, a 5, and a 1.
Pretty good.
Heck yeah.
Cool. So, I will say that it makes sense for the crash clock to kind of be moving on automatically. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to tick that probably towards 4 because there's been like quite a while.
Dun dun dun.
Sounds good.
That's fair.
No matter what, I think it's going to move forward.
Terrifying. But
It would have probably gone up to 5 if not for the fact that you're starting to slash the engine, right? So you are like basically just hitting it, right? Until it stops.
Yeah, I guess it's just bottle of vial of acid, pulls it out with his teeth, chucks it on a light-looking pipe, then he just gets the big pry bar out and just really leaving wheels out of place.
So as you start doing that, the engine is going to scream in pain. Basically, it's very clear, and it's probably going to slow down a little bit. So that's how you gain a little more of time, because it's no longer going at 11. It's starting to be more of like a regular speed. So yeah, it will probably react back at some point, but it was a 6 with great effect. So I'll say that you've decently damaged this thing. You're probably halfway there. It's still opposing it. You can almost feel it fighting back, and sort of like when you try to bump the metal, the metal goes back at you and like pushes you. But you're slowly starting to rip it away. So some parts are starting to be exposed, and you can even see like some glints of flame starting to get out of it, almost as if the flame inside is going to grow out of control. And yeah, we'll see how that ends.
Cool. I'm happy. Somebody else want to have a go?
Cool.
I was about to ask Bittergreen, do you want to try and de-escalate the situation, or because we haven't heard from you in a while?
Not particularly.
No, Bittergreen is trying to figure out how to jump off.
I think what Bittergreen wants to do is see if I can see that box anywhere
Oh, that's very good.
in the engine room. Which is probably it's probably more difficult now. There's fire everywhere and steam, and the train is like bouncing around. But yeah, can I? Is there any way of me trying to search the cabin?
Yeah, I think you can probably do study. That sounds logical.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
check. Yeah, you can either try to attune and vibe it out, or try to study whatever you feel the most comfortable with.
Okay, so there's okay, I'm gonna, because I know I need to attune for something, which isn't kind of like Bittergreen is not a whisper. He understands the ghost field, but doesn't do it so well. But he does have a vial of Quicksilver. So I would like to knock back Quicksilver, which gives me +1 to attune upon use. But also gives me the level 2 harm zoned out. So I'm gonna do that and then roll 2 dice to try and attune to find this this box.
Go for it.
Good. What's the position?
It's a very chaotic moment. Probably if you were trying to study, it would be very hard. But since it's more about connecting to the ghost field, I don't think that particularly makes it worse with the chaos, because the ghost field is still there, you know. So I would go for risky.
Risky standard.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a 4 and a 6.
Hey.
Happening. You see that the engine is glowing with energy, the kid is glowing with energy, the older person is also glowing with energy, and it's very confusing. It's almost like being in a room where there's lights, so much light that it blinds you, but you still manage to make apart something different, something of a different nature. If we were looking at hues, this is all like blues, but then there's something yellow here. And you see that inside the cape that the crone is wearing. So somewhere along their torso or their back, there should be the box.
So the woman who's driving the train has it on their person somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay. I'm not sure that Bittergreen actions that information right now, but it's good to know.
Definitely.
Because he is zoned out.
So yeah, that's like you're just like a bit dizzy, right? Like you're a bit processing what's happening.
Like the eyes, probably the Quicksilver. It's toxic metallic fluid, so I bet his eyes go silver, like it is through his eyes. and he seems dazed. Maybe takes a few steps backwards, leans against the wall.
Dire situation, and you're busy just taking drugs. Come on, man.
You just take a bunch of mercury to
Yeah.
get in the right zone.
Dude, that dog just set the thing on fire.
Cool. So we know where the box is. Tethera is slashing away at the engine, trying to fight with its flames to tear it apart. Our lovely Rovdyr, yeah,
Rovdyr.
has disappeared into the ceiling. We don't know what he's up to. And I think that Cinder is probably dealing with the aftermath of the coal situation. So I think that as things continue to catch fire, it all starts to become very unstable. The floor is shaking so much that it's difficult to get around. The fire, you can see that it's starting to act in an unnatural way. It's almost like if something was grabbing control of it. And although it's not immediate, you can see that it's suddenly starting to come into this consciousness that's moving in a very specific manner. And it's probably going to try to close around you and engulf you in the fire. So what do you want to do?
Sorry, is that for all of us? Or
No, just Cinder in this case.
I was definitely going to be looking for an exit strategy. Getting back to the platform just on the outside, which I think is where Bittergreen and the child is, like at least very close to the door right there.
The exit, yeah, but a little bit inside.
So yeah, I was gonna be trying to get over that way.
I think when you start coming that way, Bittergreen is like, grab the box, and like pointing. It's not very clear what that means.
Yeah, maybe Cinder pauses and kind of like looks, and I don't know. I probably don't see the box immediately myself. Maybe I get a glimpse of it as this person is approaching Tethera from behind. Gosh, I really wish the person would get rid of the box. Assuming that I can tell Bittergreen is talking about this person, like gesturing to this person, I think I'm fine being around the flame for a little bit longer, and maybe I'll try to like pull the person down or like tear at their clothing, see if I can get something off of them, something like that. I'm not sure exactly what that would be. I've got skirmish.
I could see skirmish or finesse if you're more trying to pickpocket kind of it.
Yeah, I think it's more finesse because you're trying to avoid the flames and also go for this person's back. So it's like a lot of tiptoe jumping.
I could assist just by sort of left. No, not there. Up, down, left.
My left, not your left.
Stage left.
Sure, yeah. I guess that'll work.
Engine, but right of the window.
In that case, if we're gonna go for finesse, Bittergreen, you are taking the assist for that then.
Yep.
That will give me my 1 die.
could we do a small flashback to say that Tethera has been playing with the dog, just doing some agility stuff. Just as a bit of fun, leaping over rubble and stuff. And it just happens to be about the same height as the jumps they've practiced. Maybe if it's too silly, I'm not got my heart set on it. Just
That can probably be a very costly flashback, but I would still buy it.
I don't know that it would do anything necessarily, because you can only accept one assist, really.
Really? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Then in that case, we should probably let that one stand then. Sorry, let that one fall by.
I can push myself though. That's fine. Because what's stress for?
Or a devil's bargain.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a devil's bargain. I will definitely go for devil's bargains every time.
One I didn't get to just last time. Maybe a clock. Room is filled with toxic smoke or flames. Maybe take some off that off. Because it's on fire. Maybe the fire has spread to become an actual threat.
So I would say you can either be very close to the Lost District and bring that very cute clock to 5, or we can have like a room on fire engulfed by flame situation.
I'll go with the room on fire, Tethera, as long as you're not going to die in here.
What's what? Flashbacks before and stress and.
Sure.
I mean,
I'm happy for it to be on flames.
Okay. So I'll take the bargain, and at 2 dice, rolling finesse, I've got a 1 and a 4.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Better than I was expecting.
It's like, ooh, okay, good.
Did we set position for this?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't even wait. We had the discussion about devil's bargain.
We got excited.
Yeah.
Because I feel this
Committed now.
desperate.
That's fine.
Sounds
Yeah,
like-
absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. So, what was your goal here exactly? Was it just to stop the person? Was it just to like grab the box from them? Like, what were you
So I don't.
going?
If you permit that I saw the box, like if I stopped for a second and like cinematically, Cinder glanced and like the cape was billowing or like whatever they're wearing, and I saw what Bittergreen's talking about, I would be going directly for it. Otherwise, I'm following Bittergreen's instructions, kind of trusting that this dude that does way too many drugs and I maybe shouldn't be trusting is the one directing me.
Cool. So, what I think will happen here is that the fire will get way out of control. Turns out that when you keep slashing on an engine that's basically alive and more fire comes out of it because it's not enclosed in the engine anymore, that just like makes the whole room kind of like lit a little bit. So to not step on flames at this point. It's a little chiller towards the exit, but there's still like everything is melting down and is probably not going to last much longer. The person here was probably going to go for Tethera and try to like get them to stop, but then you came in and it was a 5. So I will say that you managed to slash enough of the cape so that the box falls towards the floor in a very lucky spot where there's no fire yet. But you also get thrown into the fire, and I think you will take at least 1 level of harm.
Sure, that's fine. So I would like to mark something on my load, because being the Barghest, I have a playbook specific item that is called "That Thing Someone Just Dropped."
Oh my god!
So I would like to pick up the box that somebody just dropped. It has a variable load size, so you can tell me if it's 0, 1, or 2 load, and then I get it.
If I tell you what the load of the
Item,
is.
yeah. So like if it's something bigger, I don't know the size of it or whatever.
Probably big to maneuver for a dog.
Sure.
Like it can barely fit in your mouth, so a huge load sort of item.
Yeah, that works. And then the harm is like singed or something like that.
What was the word?
Singed,
Singed.
like burned.
Sure. First time I heard that, but it sounds correct.
Okay, cool.
So you probably managed to bite the box just in time. This person here tries to grab it back, but probably it's too late and just pushes you into the fire. And yeah, it's kind of like your back hits the flames a little bit. Yeah, this is getting rough. Rovdyr, anything you want to do?
So yes, actually, I kind of have a double thing. First is an attempt at, or a kind of a flashback, and you let me know if this is possible or not. I wanted to do kind of a flashback to many years ago when Rovdyr was a young in training Sparkwright, and he's at the train yard, and he's supposed to clean the smoke outlets for the steam engine, and the inspector comes by and he comes away with a white glove, and there's still a little bit of black soot or something on the inside, and so the guy starts on this rant about if there's if those stacks get blocked or even aren't able to release the pressure, the entire train car could explode, and da 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 da. So basically using the flashback to set up that Rovdyr knows if you block the smoke output, the train engine will potentially explode.
Is that in your best interest?
It's a way of stopping the train. Everyone get ready to jump. How do you guys feel about going full explosive on this?
I mean, I was gonna jump off, so I was gonna jump off either way.
Tethera is still trying to stop it rather than blow it up, but he doesn't know that, so if you want to do that, I will not complain out of character. And in character, I don't know shit, so...
No, so I just want to make sure everyone's okay with it out of character. In character, I'm sure there'll be words later. So if everyone's okay with it, that would be the flashback. I don't know how many stress that would cost. And then the next action would be a wreck to attempt to basically start blocking and breaking down the smokestacks.
I just want to check in with Francis because the screen is frozen. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So I think that's a very plausible flashback to have. That will only cost 1 stress.
Alrighty.
And the next thing is just like going full in with that escape bulb.
Yup. Alrighty. So yeah, I guess that would be a wreck. Position and effect.
I think that all the dangerous, very risky stuff is actually happening downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I would still say your effect. I'm pondering between standard and limited. I think it makes sense to limited in this case because
Sorry?
these things split. I think it makes sense to make it limited in this case because this thing is like growing very aware of people trying to hoard it.
No, for sure. I'm trying to think. Is there a way?
Yeah, if you want straight position for effect or something like that, that's cool.
I think
Could
that.
I assist?
Huh?
So you say that we get the impression that this train is alive
Uh-huh.
and conscious, right?
Yeah. Yep.
To throw a bunch of drugs into the engine.
Oh no.
Would that impact the train's ability to concentrate?
Bittergreen, are you trying to drug the engine?
Maybe I am, yeah. Not like nothing like too heavy, just something kind of chill. Let me see.
Just to mellow the train out a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot expect me to say no to that. There's no legal way that,
No.
that I can take.
So yeah, maybe like dream smoke. Just something a bit like marijuana, a bit chill, a bit like intoxicating. Nothing like too heavy for this train.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I will definitely take. So that's an assist for an extra die.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I will trade position for effect if possible. Basically, I think Rovdyr is basically just holding on with his feet claws essentially, and just two-handed trying to do this rather than kind of more securely hit this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see how well this goes. Good luck, everyone.
Why do
Will you or not? Why not?
So position. So this would be desperate standard effect, if I understood correctly. Okay. So that's a 4.
Success.
That is a success.
Okay. Okay, cool. So,
I have an idea for a consequence, unless, or do you?
what's the idea?
Basically, the initial burst of fire explosion is going to be in his face.
Mm-hmm. That's too light.
Okay.
I think that it's more about the people who are still inside.
Oh no.
So, there's a lot of people inside this thing, so let's make a bit of a recap. You are out of it. Bittergreen and Finn, who is the kid, are kind of like in this threshold between inside and outside. So you are inside a little closer to the door. Then older person and Barghest are more towards the center. And then you just are making the thing explode from the inside. Oh, and Tethera is also in the center.
I think he's right up at front by the engine.
No.
Yeah, it's going
Is
to
he
be
trying to wreck it?
bad. So, I mean, the train is going to explode. So it's more of a matter of how badly injured do the people inside get. But it still was a success.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's going to happen here is that probably all of you take 2 levels of harm, and then you have a chance to get away. Because the thing is literally exploding. Probably Bittergreen and the kid can take lighter harm because you are closer towards the exit and so have a more of a chance to escape. And then we'll deal with the fall.
Could I mark off 2 load for armor and have that lower it down to 1?
I'm not sure if armor helps you with, like if it's physical armor, would it help you with an explosion? Or are you just talking about an abstract concept of?
I was sort of thinking the literal, but using it as the metaphorical. But I'm happy with that not being base.
Considering you're very sturdy. No, I think it would
actually
be
on
more...
the sheet there's boxes for armor, heavy and special. So I think I can have it as armor.
So it would
Mhm.
potentially at least help with shrapnel, if not necessarily the concussive.
Yeah,
Wave.
Oh yeah, he's still going to get hurt.
Yeah.
It's just down to 1, I think.
you're a pretty
goal
sturdy
here.
guy. So yeah, I think that you don't take as worse of a hit as you would, but you're still very much inside this cabin. So it's 1
That's
level
not
of
bad.
harm and getting out of here.
Cool. I'll pick off the armor anyway.
Yeah.
Why not?
And
He's
now
got a
it's
little
Cinder.
metal sheet under his shirt, I guess.
So, Travis, do you want to try to resist that and get away, or how do you want to handle it?
I guess I could try to resist. I assume that would be a prowess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, let's try to resist it. I've got 2, so I've got a bit of stress I can spend still. It's probably better than
Cool.
being -1 die. So I've got a 3, so I will take 3 stress.
Awesome. And
And that's
yeah,
still level
for-
1 harm then?
yeah, a level 1 harm.
Okay,
So you have the first line filled up, right?
that's correct.
And then with Francie, she will probably also take 1 level of harm.
Yep.
And you can make. I think we can probably make a group action roll to like jump off the train and leave it at that. If you're okay with that.
Okay, in that case, I'll resist the level 1 harm. Make a proud resist. That's 1 stress, that's a 5.
Awesome. So I think you can see very clearly the Lost District being on site. We are starting to pass through the first few buildings that are still far off, but start to like give you an idea that you're entering a populated space. The thing's still going very fast, but after that explosion, that big burst of fire that crushes all of the windows and sets just the whole upper part. It almost looks like one of these funerary boats from Vikings. I think that's how you say it. So it's just this very big ball of fire followed by a trail of other wagons. So I think it's time to get off this thing.
I had an idea for another flashback. So I have something under my items called a noisemaker, which they describe as potentially a instrument for creating an ear-splitting, or eerie sound. So like a Leviathan bow and whistle or something like that. So basically a flashback to we have, what is it called? Our little cohort.
Skulks.
What is called?
Of skulks. Would it be possible to basically blow that? And previously we arranged with the skulks for that signal for our skulks to basically bring the horses back around to the side of the train so we could leave if need be.
I think. Let me see the thing. Okay. So that was the plan. We know your skulks are a bit unreliable. So yeah.
Fair.
I think that you can use that to have a resource ready. And then when it comes time to roll for escape, we can see what the skulks were up to.
Also, I have skulks. I also have an animal familiar. Could I use them as well, just to see if that would help it out at all, maybe?
Sure. So they have more guidance, and that's probably rising up the chance that they are not just like doing something else.
I'll take it.
So it's 1 stress for the flashback, and then just mark an inventory box, or
Yeah, I'll mark the animal familiar, and then I'm not sure what we'd mark for the skulks. It counts as a load item.
Yeah, I don't think the skulks count on the sheets. They're just a crew resource.
If they get injured or something, we mark, I think.
Yeah, they reduce effects or die accordingly to damage. They heal over time, I believe.
all right. So you gather your minions, and they were instructed to wait for you at the entrance of the city, and have the horses that were previously left behind ready, so you can jump back. For now, let's focus on the getting out of here. So who's leading this action?
Okay. I think Tethera will quickly but calmly pack his gear. Like, oh, I guess I did it. It's. But he doesn't want to leave Lord Skurlock's equipment behind, so he's going to just get it in the bag, ear up. Mind how you go, Mom, and try and get out. We are
don't-
leaving, gentlemen.
1 in a million pounds of hamburger they found.
Okay. So, is anyone particularly leading? I think it will make sense for a person who's close to the door, maybe, or
I can, let's say, yeah, I don't have that much stress to spare. Does anyone have that much stress to spare?
I can
I can
take
do
it, but I do think I'm going to be the last person out, not the first, because I'm right at the front.
I'm by
I
the
think it
door.
makes sense. Makes sense.
But I would like to tell the driver, the woman, that we're leaving, that she should come with us. We're almost there.
Okay.
We're almost home.
No.
What are you doing with the kid, by the way?
Like holding their hand, but like in a nice way. Just like okay, we're rescuing you.
Yeah, but they are fainted. Do keep that in mind.
I
They
can grab
are.
them.
Yeah, they are unconscious.
Okay, I'll be trying to lift him up.
Cool. Sure. So you say that to the woman. She turns to you. You see kind of like her reflection spread throughout the flames, and just this look of desperation. And I think I'm going to make a fortune roll to see what they decide to do. I get to roll XJ. All right, so I'm going to roll 2 dice because fire is scary, and let's see. That's a 4. Cool. So I think what she's going to do is look at you with respite and don't think I won't come back for that box. And they are going to basically jump through the opposite window. You're going to see the flames being engulfed. You kind of see the flames making way for her as they start like running towards the opposite side.
Take the boy with her.
If you have it in your arms, I think you can probably take him just fine.
Okay.
Because he's with you after all.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Okay.
Group prowl roll?
Yeah.
But what is the roll here?
What's the position and the effect?
Desperate.
Fair.
Fair.
Hey, we all get to mark XP.
Effect secret.
I'm going to be generous and say that the effect is standard because you got the whole skulk set up. So you're not landing into the ground.
Actually, I don't know if this will count, but because of the feral thing, I get +1 effect when I prowl.
That's yeah, but you're not the one getting out of the
Sure.
through the fire.
That's true. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So is Francis the one Bittergreen is leading?
Yeah, so
Bittergreen
Francis
is
is
leading.
Okay.
doing a desperate standard prowl to get out and land safely.
So I rolled a 2.
Oh man.
All right.
Tethera?
Not a good start. I also rolled
sorry.
a 2.
We're prowling, right, Troy?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
We are prowling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to use my special ability here because it seems a cool moment. So, my heart pumps with the arcane. I can push myself to do one of the following: perform a feat of physical endurance that verges on the superhuman. So I'm going to burn 2 stress. Well, not burn it, but use 2 stress. And I'm just going to try and just jump straight off, Batman style, hit superhero landing.
Awesome.
see if I leave a crater or a splat mark. So I get an extra. I get the normal push effect as well. So I'm not sure. Is that better effect or better?
That can count as better effect, probably.
Actually, can I have an extra dice instead of the same? Because otherwise I'm defaulting, which is not good for me.
Might be nice.
Yes, I will turn this to 1 die if that's okay. Take the other dice out. One.
Oh no!
And so we are with Travis.
Okay, Cinder, you're our last chance.
You are our only hope.
I
I
don't
was getting off.
I don't have
me
anything
not getting it.
good news for you because I only have 1 stress left. I cannot push myself. I have 0, so I'm on 2 dice and I have to roll over 4 on both of them, unless we've got a devil's
I
bargain.
believe in you.
I think that Devil's Bargain. Wait, were you going to say something, Jared?
I was to say, can you push for an extra die post roll or no?
I would say no, but I'm also cool with it.
Well, I don't have stress to spend, unfortunately.
I do, so I could throw an extra die in there
Oh,
if
I
for
see.
some reason you failed or something. I would just trauma out, but I have a cool scene
Yeah,
for what.
you can push yourself if you're okay with getting trauma.
So the Devil's Bargain
Okay.
here will be that the flames are not going to die and are going to follow you.
Okay.
Do you take it?
Okay.
Okay. That's another dice.
Sure, that can't be the worst thing that ever happened. So we'll roll 1 die, 1 shiny purple die. It's a 2, so
We'll roll up new characters next time, and
So Jared, this is going very badly. You are seeing everyone just. It's not going well. So are you going to trauma out?
if I can trauma out basically to get that extra die and that final roll of the die to see if this works, sure.
It makes sense. You're just seeing from the roof everyone just being very bad at what's happening. So you try to make one last chance to bring everyone together.
All right. And last die, how bad can this be? I shouldn't have said that out loud. It's a 5. It's finally something succeeding.
All the bad things that could have happened in the process happened. Alas, you got the dice. So you mark 1 trauma, right?
Yes, I'll mark 1 trauma and we can decide it later. I think. I almost want to think like Rovdyr just disappears into flames or something. That's how he's out of the scene. Like he's just gone for now.
Cool.
Train explodes. He's still on the top or something.
So I think we can take another 5-minute break and then move into payoff and then no time. So see you at 51.
Cool.